Adam Armbrecht for the Devil's Puck Luck podcast. Going to be breaking down this game following matchup number 1 as the playoffs kick off for the Devils. Doing a kind of unique setup here. You're going to be hearing from me at the end of the first, the second, and the third periods, creating a perspective of what was going on in real time. And early in this one, some struggles for the Devils. They came out early. They played fast. They got into the final third, but could not get shots on net. We saw some, kind of troubling things that we saw played out themselves throughout the regular season, and that is getting on the power play. 2 power play opportunities for the New Jersey Devils in the first 10 minutes of this game. They could not capitalize on either one, and then going the other way, really just a double down of mistakes. First, you get Miles Wood taking a terrible tripping penalty in the offensive zone. Nonetheless, the puck really isn't in danger of going anywhere quickly, and he goes ahead and reaches out, takes the penalty, and of course, the Rangers capitalize on their first power play. That gets you a goal. Panarin has 2 assists early in this game as well. And on the first goal, it really was down there in their defensive zone, a little bit of a careless turnover, fighting for the puck along the boards, but nobody on the New Jersey Devils did one of 2 things: found a man on the ice to mark and to go ahead and prevent the Rangers from having some easy passes, and secondarily, something that we are seeing from the Rangers early in this one, and we called for the Devils to stick to. It's been a part of their winning formula, especially late in the season. Get a body between the offensive player, any player, and the net. Vitek had little chance on that first goal. They did not prevent the passing lanes. They did not prevent or put bodies in front of the net. And the physicality hasn't really taken its toll just yet here, but the Rangers are the ones that are getting some blocks on shots here against the Devils. About 6 minutes to go in the first period. Hischier on the doorstep chops one wide. It's followed up moments later by Mercer also sending one wide. Frankly, you can look at that as well. Even in between the moments when the Rangers have done a good job blocking shots from New Jersey, they haven't been able to put the clean looks on the net there. A little bit of puck luck for the Rangers as one could have rattled in. Going the other way, though, they also rattled one off the crossbar as well. So puck luck, let's call it even here early inside of this game. Got to say, though, we have, at least from a positive standpoint on the offensive end, Siegenthaler coming off of face-off wins, been playing off to the side of the net there. The passes down low have been getting deflected and redirected across the mouth of goal. 3 or 4 opportunities in the latter stages of the first, but the Devils are unable to commit that extra body in front, get those deflections, make the Rangers have to work a little bit harder in front of there. And there's been a clear response from the Rangers as well. When we look at the Devils, there's 2 things going on here for me. One, as they ramp up, as the speed starts to unlock, as they start to look more dangerous, we're constantly seeing the Rangers respond with a more assertive physicality. We've seen already a couple of grapples in front of the net with Hischier. We've seen some chippiness in between the plays here when we've had some breaks in the action as well. The Devils, yes, do need to play physically, but have to make sure that they do not get away from what their core is. Playing with speed, it's, as we said at the top there, the exact reasons why they got those early penalties on the Rangers, why they got the power play opportunities. So don't lose your identity, but also don't back down from the fight. The real-time coverage of this game will go up right after the final horn sound, so you're getting my instant reaction, as frustrating as it may be. We take a look inside the numbers here after one period. This is the problem for me. We say 0 for 3 on the power play, 1 for 1, obviously, for the Rangers. The Devils are winning in the hit category, 12-11. But again, cannot lose yourself by being worried about leaning into that chippy play. A veteran team like the Rangers are going to try to bait you into a little bit of that. You combine it with obviously getting hit, getting whacked a little bit. The third power play came on a high stick that Timo took near the face, no blood, but obviously that's going to start to frustrate the Devils as well going into period number 2. The Devils have had actually, by the end of the first period, 9 block shots to 5 for the Rangers. So when you think about the volume, 10-6 on goal in favor of the Rangers, could have been a lot higher. Some of that just comes down to the sheer volume that the Rangers are really able to put on net right now. 3 takeaways to 2 in favor of New Jersey as well. Listen, they need to clean up the passing in that neutral zone. They need to be a little bit crisper here. And again, defensively, you got to have trust here. By the way, you had On that third power play opportunity late in the sequence, Jack Hughes coming up in a big way to save Dougie Hamilton, who I don't really know what he was looking to do. The Devils are in the offensive zone. They're trying to keep the puck in. He kind of lackadaisically, commits to keeping it in the zone. Puck goes between his legs the other way, and Jack Hughes does an excellent job going from right to left across the zone into his defensive end, puts his body, as slight in frame as he may be, up against the Rangers and prevents potentially another shorthanded opportunity. We go ahead to the second, hoping that New Jersey can get themselves back on track and still some time on that power play to capitalize. Gotta continue to lean into who you are, use the speed, use the passing, and get those pucks on the net. Last note, Danny did say this. You want to get that puck. You want to have volume, but the quality of the looks needs to be there. So far, I think the Devils have kind of been feathering the line between being a little bit timid and then when those opportunities are coming, maybe a little over anxious, wanting to get that perfect shot, as opposed to looking for your spot, making the goaltender work, and hopefully getting one in the back of the net here. Long way to go, and we know that the Devils are the comeback kids this season, set a franchise record with those 27 come from behind victories. Let's lean into that mentality coming up in the second. More of the same to start the second. The Devils controlling the puck, getting into the final zone there, but unable to get it on net. You had Hischier, you had Miles Wood, you had McLeod getting to the front of the net, but ultimately the defenseman for the Rangers just able to push them slightly off, keep that puck from getting a real dangerous shot on net. And we are seeing the physicality ramp up here a little bit from the Rangers. Miles Wood going toe-to-toe a couple of times. Will not be shocked if the instant reaction, the real-time reaction, involves me discussing a fight breaking out here at some point. But you have to see this pressure pay off for the New Jersey Devils. You have to see them convert here for a young team, remind themselves that they can get home, as I watch a nice job picking that one off there as the Devils try to clear their own zone and do so. We won't do too much of that live game commentary, but the Devils trying to get their footing here early. Really does feel like the Devils in the second period were building some momentum. Nico Hischier getting that shoulder down, getting around the defenseman, getting across the mouth of goal. But the Rangers' commitment to being active with their sticks, with their bodies, disrupting some of those opportunities and preventing the Devils from getting really clean looks. I thought Shesterkin, as you know, listen, let's tip the cap to him. He's doing an excellent job. We go back and think about the Tarasenko goal for the Rangers in the first period, where maybe Vitek overcommits coming out to the top of his crease a little bit early and exposes himself for the left-hander there. Reverse that, Tatar with a really quality look, great puck movement, no shots for the Rangers through this period, but it gets capped off here midway through with Tatar having Shesterkin shut him down by being on the front foot, the front skate of advancing out there and really cutting down the angle. But the Devils are putting on pressure. They are building. They are using their speed. Again, it's just a matter of getting home here and getting themselves one goal closer and really starting to put pressure on the Rangers over the final period and a half. Devils continue dominating the second period, multiple odd man rushes that still didn't result in clear-cut opportunities for shots on net. You did have Jack Hughes, though, who seems to be building momentum here. He takes a deflection pass at the edge of the neutral zone, weaves between two defensemen, gets a shot off that, could have snuck through. Is the cleanest, is the best, is the strongest? No, but the Devils are dominating here, and then ultimately, though, end up taking a penalty on Haula. He's going to go into the box, and we'll see how that results coming up. However, Vitek had a point-blank stop against Mott here. Could have been. It's funny, you had, I think, Siegenthaler laying a hit on the boards, but you have three defensemen for the Devils ranging over into that corner. The puck squirts out, comes across, and just like that, it's literally on the doorstep, no defenseman in sight, and this is kind of the ebb and flow of this game. It took over 11 minutes of puck time without a single shot for the Rangers there, and yet the Devils could not inch closer. We'll see if they defend this power play. Also, if I'm just taking observations here so far, Severson, a step slow in my opinion when I'm watching him, especially in the defensive end. We'll see what they have to say about that in the post game as well. And we also saw that in general, all of these shots, continuing the theme so far in this game, congestion, blocking the passing lanes, blocking the shooting lanes for the Devils the other way, even though nothing's gone in the second period for the Rangers. When they take a rip from distance, when they have a shot from the point, it's finding its way. There are shooting lanes for them, and that's been an area of concern for the Devils as well, working into the latter stages of the second period. Short-lived celebration in the second period as the New Jersey Devils escape what could have been a power play goal. High stick in front of net. It was accurate. They reviewed it. It gets taken off the board. But as we know, when you're facing the power play, it's not just the 2 minutes that you need to defend against. It's also that first 15, 20, 30 seconds thereafter where sometimes you can get caught out of place. In this instance, it was Langren, who was the first period crossbar clanker for the Rangers. He comes through on the stick side, tough angled shot, sneaks in 3-0. Rangers take the lead here. Honestly, though, it has just been one of those type of nights for the Devils. I said this at the top. It just feels like the Devils bought right into what the Rangers wanted them to do. Try to play more physically, try to get in on the boards, and then ultimately be out of position and give the Rangers some opportunities to have success. We look at the stats at the end of the second period. Yes, the Devils have blocked 18 shots. It doesn't matter. The volume has been there, 18 shots to 15 overall in favor of the Rangers in this one. And by the way, after the goal, on the faceoff, Mott takes a penalty using his hand on the faceoff to try to pass it back. Again, it results in absolutely nothing for the Devils. And we find ourselves sitting here, said it early. Now I'm saying it even later after 2 periods. 0 for 4 on the power play for the Devils, 1 for 2, but narrowly 2 for 2 for the New York Rangers. You hate to break it down to simple math here, but when you feel like you're getting opportunities and you're not converting them, this is kind of the tale of what the regular season struggles were for the Devils. It'll be interesting to see how they respond in this third period, now down 3-0. I kind of alluded to needing a change on the power play unit. If it continues this way, and the Devils are getting 4 and 5 and maybe even 6 power play opportunities with no real threat, I am inserting Luke Hughes into that power play unit immediately in the next game, because if you can be dangerous enough to get those odd man opportunities, you need to find a way to be dangerous enough to convert them. We'll go ahead and cap off our coverage for game number 1 with a simple summary. The Devils came out in the third period, played more aggressive, trying to force the issue, looking for opportunities. Obviously, the Rangers held up defensively. They held up in the net. Ultimately, a few scrums broke out. And then about an 8-way player debacle broke out behind the net with Vitek there. McLeod ends up the one being the only player that goes to the box, puts the Rangers back on the power play, which they convert once again. 4-0 midway through the third, a little bit after 8 minutes to go here. What we'll save is for Danny and myself to come in together, talk about takeaways. He is at this game, sadly, experiencing this in person, and we actually are having some disagreements about what is good or bad in this game, whether or not serious adjustments need to be made, whether or not strategies are correct in the way that the Devils have approached this game from a physicality standpoint, from a finesse standpoint, and then obviously on the defensive end, some of the things that we were concerned about coming in have reared their heads here. Is this game indicative of what the series is going to be like? Are the Devils, in fact, a young team that overachieved this year and still have a bit of growing to do? I'm not going to overreact to a single game, but I do have concerns around playing a veteran team that has experience and clearly came out with, I think, a bit of a game plan and an approach to first be patient with what the Devils were going to do, then to frustrate the Devils and to get them to play their game. And we did highlight it coming in. The Rangers can take multiple approaches to winning a series, whereas the Devils have a very specific set of steps that get them across the line. Power plays. 2 power play goals for the Rangers across this one. 0 for 4 for the Devils. Some things do get as simple as that. So we will have our discussion. It's going to be cordial. And then we'll discuss about adjustments going into game number 2 and over the remainder of this series. Obviously, not the return to the playoffs that the Devils wanted to have, but a wake-up call for these young players. First taste for a lot of them. Go ahead and shrug this one off and get ready to get back at it. We will also cover if the Devils manage to break through here and at least give themselves the taste of getting the puck into the net and knowing that maybe with a little bit of, you guessed it, puck luck, they can get themselves back on even footing in game number 2 on Thursday night. This will all be coming up throughout this week, so stay tuned over on Devils Puck Luck YouTube channel, on social at NJ Devils PL, at Adam Armbrecht, at Danny the Face, and Devils Puck Luck over on Instagram.